So I figured I would do a video on the future of the automobile today. I've been delaying for the past couple of days due to just personal things and job searching and all that, and might as well give it a try now. I think this is my third try for this video because the previous one it messed up the lighting for the room and there was like a big shadow across my face, so I may as well try it now. Third time's a charm, am I right? Alright, let's start. Now, with Elon Musk looking to the mass automation and multi-factorial improvements for production on the production line for automobiles and such, along with the dawn of electric cars, wireless charging, 5G internet, and artificial intelligence, what do you think the future of cars as a whole will be like? Well, I think it would be like, just in a general context, is brand new electric car off the line would have a range of almost up to 1,000 miles on a single charge and top speeds comparable to any modern Bugatti. Yeah, and also with an autonomous driving capability. And this car would cost maybe $10,000 to $15,000 in today's money, or no, not even in today's money, but in future money. So adjusting for inflation, which would be maybe the equivalent of $8,000 to $5,000 in today's money. How so? Well, I mean, look at it this way. Let's do a little thought experiment. Rocket launches before SpaceX cost about $300 million to $400 million per launch, and you could probably do it at maximum once a month. But with the advent of SpaceX, it has reduced the cost to launch something into low Earth orbit or whatever orbit to about $65 million to $100 million per launch, and it's made it so that you can probably do this a couple times in a week, and it will get to the point where you can do it once a day, and it will be within the next couple of years. I think that'll happen. So the primary factor in that is near complete reusability, along with some secondary factors including mass producing the rocket, cheaper, better overall materials, and overall rocket efficiency on a per launch standpoint, which includes less maintenance, more automation, and better fuels, etc. So now imagine if a company made a car with a lifetime of about 20 years, which is about standard. That could be recycled completely on the cheap and put into new or used cars. So basically, imagine a scrapyard, but the company being the scrapyard and using the cars that you return to it and putting all those parts into new cars so that there's near complete recyclability for older cars that made. Now imagine on top of that extending the car's life time just by about like a third, up to 30 years, due to having less parts and better design quality as a whole. That makes it so that you don't have to buy as many cars in order to have a vehicle in some way, shape, or form. And then now imagine on top of that being able to make that exact car in less than a couple hours instead of days with little to no human oversight. We could go on and on, but I think this will reduce car production and maintenance costs by a huge margin. That's the potential that we have. Now, if we took cars down to a raw material cost, it only costs about a few $1,000s. But now, after development, production, time, labor, maintenance, and energy costs, let's not even go into insurance. You're talking tens of thousands of dollars in upfront costs and future costs with little to no recyclability from a direct company standpoint, and negative payback for its carbon footprint cost. Now, make all of the above as efficient as possible, as cheap as possible, as recyclable as possible, as long-lasting as possible, as safe as possible, as interchangeable as possible, with the ability to pay up its carbon footprint costs within its lifetime and then some. Now you have a car of the future. Cheaper, longer lasting, more recyclable materials, more automated, faster, more efficient factories, electric battery improvements, and better drivetrain technology, along with self-improving autonomous driving capability and better driver safety regulations. That comes with cheaper insurance costs and interchangeability of most parts between different brands and models of cars, along with maybe cheaper energy from at-home solar power and power stations. If I had to give an example of something like this happening before, when it comes to a pure cost standpoint, I would have to think of the Model T, because back in 1908, when Ford first introduced the Model T in the U.S., the initial cost back in 1908 was, I think, $805, about $22,000 in today's money. And 19 years down the road, when the Model T was discontinued, it cost about $300, or about $4,200 in today's money. That's 5 times cheaper, more than 5 times cheaper, over a 2-decade-long period. And this is mainly due to improvements in just factory production. That's it. That's the only thing that really brought down the cost overall, along with being able to mass produce it. Also, I think it came with greater customizability. Basically different colors, different kinds of seats, all that, and that 5 times cheaper 2 decades down the road. I feel like with the improvements in automation and production and all that coming from Tesla and the likes of major automobile manufacturers today, that 2 decades down the road, this could also be the case, where basically it's just a lot fucking cheaper, and there's a lot of hope for U.S. manufacturing due to that overall. But I can say for sure that these are signs of the coming second industrial revolution that a lot of people have been talking about for the past decade. And $10,000 autonomous electric car with super long range and Bugatti-like performance. That'll be fucking marvelous. But that's just the potential of what could actually what could happen, not what will actually happen. Because as everybody knows, God knows what's going to happen in the future. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on the future of the automobile, and if any of these things happen, I'll be thoroughly excited and impressed with what humankind as a whole is capable of doing with their machines. And I hope I chewed you up in some way, shape, or form, and I'll see you in the next video. Actually, the next video, let's see here. Yes, I have my computer. Is going to be on the economics of cybernetics, and I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy that a lot. So I will see you guys later. Ta-ta.